Hey guys, real quick, introing the video here without a team builder because I'm covering another one of Wolf's teams that he did with this video. I don't really want to take away from that because I barely know what the spreads do as it is, and I'm not going to try and explain this of all teams. If I couldn't explain the team that actually won an event, what the fuck do you think I'm doing explaining this one? But we're using the worst team of all time today. As mentioned by Wolf, that's not my claim of the team, but it is pretty bad. For what it's worth, the team has some functional roles, and if you want to learn more about that or how Wolf made the team, etc., or the whole history behind it, because it's a very iconic team for Wolf, check out the video down below or annotated on screen here. I highly recommend it. I'm not going to try and steal attention away from that for the vid, but however, I still want to try the team because it looks very fun and it's a lot of Pokemon I would otherwise not get to use. If you enjoy and want to see more content like this, of course, like and subscribe for more. And with that said, let's just get into the battles today. Hey guys, we're here today using the worst team in the world, according to local VGC player who, I don't know, wins a couple events here and there, I guess, WolfGlic. Yeah, pretty interesting team to say the least. The Wolf actually just uploaded this team. I've been, as a person who is actually on Wolf's Patreon, I've been looking forward to covering this team for a while. Very interesting team. I wanted to wait though until the video was up just for sake of, because I didn't want to put the team out before Wolf did. I knew he would put it out eventually. But this is a pretty interesting team. It's a really fucking funny team. If we can get a single win with this, that'd be great. Cause I'm not even 10% the player that Wolf is, and Wolf already had a pretty great run. Well, as good of a run as you can get with this team, I should say. This is a team that is again, really not good. Hopefully you enjoy it, like and subscribe. Let's lead off. Honestly, so something I do feel kind of confident in is the Rotom here. The Rotom here actually doesn't look bad. I could probably use that as a nice trick lead and then go for a Latios duo with it. We're gonna bring the Registeel endgame. I think that could be a good Terramon, especially through Rillaboom. And I think my last mon is probably gonna be Gliscor here. The Hippo's not bad. The biggest issue being though with Hippo is that I feel realistically, Hippo's just going to kind of exist here, which isn't terrible. It could be decent for Torkoal, actually. In fact, realistically, it probably was a better call for Torkoal. I stand by benching Magmar, despite the fact that Flame Body Follow Me isn't terrible into this team. I think my greater issue is the fact that I feel I just need other Pokemon more, and especially with the presence of Urshifu, I feel I have to tear something else. They're going to lead off with Registeel and Urshifu. That's perfect. I can actually just trick that, I can trick that Registeel right away, and then just go for a Luster Purge or a Tailwind. Either one actually would be decent. I think I'm gonna go for Tailwind. The Tailwind will be really good for that Urshifu, so I can get away with losing my Scarf early on against that Rotom. They're gonna go for Detect, which is actually perfect. This tells me a lot, actually. This tells me that they are most likely Scarf Urshifu, which is really good information. Well, not Scarf, Sash Urshifu, I should say, which is either way, whether it's Sash or it's Mystic Water, it's still really good information. I can proceed to now just go for a Volt Switch here plus a Luster Purge. The Luster Purge should do a lot of damage to the Urshifu anyway. And we've now locked Registeel into a setup move, so we'll probably switch here. We're going to Volt Switch on Urshifu, and then I'm going to go for the Luster Purge. This will help with a few things. For one, if that Urshifu goes for a defensive Terra against Electric, something like a Terra Grass, I still get off at least a decent hit into this. The Luster Purge has a 50% chance of dropping this thing's Spadef, which is great. So that gets me a lot of position. But more importantly too, the Rotom can now cycle out, and once that Urshifu does hopefully drop if they don't burn Terra, I can bring in something that might threaten this Dusclops a bit more. Now Dusclops is going to swap out here, and they are going to have Frisk, which is a typical ability you really run on this thing. You really don't run anything else. Okay, so Urshifu does drop. That means it was not a Sash set. That means it was probably Mystic Water, which is good to know. I mean, it could have been Life Orb, it could have been really a lot of items to be fair, but it was not Scarf, that's for sure. Because it clicked Detect, so there's no reason for Scarf Detect. Unless the person's really bad, I guess. But we're in Master Ball, I don't really think that's the case. From here, we've killed the Urshifu. I can actually probably freely bring in my Registeel. My opponent's Registeel cannot set up to mirror this, and my opponent's Dusclops, on the other hand, isn't really going to be a threat to it. The worst thing, I guess, would be Torkoal, but if Torkoal comes, I can probably just Terra Water the Registeel, and the Registeel actually has a decent chance at winning now. For the Dusclops, I'm gonna probably have to kill it with my Lottie, Rotom, and Gliscor combination, but that's kind of manageable. Gliscor actually is a decent check to that thing, thankfully. Now, as for the Torkoal, I think that my best play is to go for the Terra Water and the Iron Defense here. I need to set myself up to try and pressure that thing later on. I'm gonna go for the Luster Purge. I think first, just into the Torkoal. They're probably gonna go for Protect, but I don't gain a ton after going for it into the Dusclops. It's chip, but that kind of gives it more pain split range, and I'd rather make sure that Registeel is like really set to win the game before I do that, rather than weaken it for Torkoal that might catch me like a surprise Solar Beam if need be. So I'd rather just try and play around this a little bit more. They're gonna go for Protect. Honestly, that's not a big deal. My Registeel is fairly bulky, and realistically, again, they have to go for a Solar Beam to actually properly pressure it. On the next turn, I'm gonna go for a Protect and Latios, and then go for a Body Press into the Torkoal. Dusclops might have Ally Switch. I'm not too afraid of it, because if they pop the Ally Switch immediately, that's a lot better for me, because it just gives me a turn to try and, one, stop them from doing it later on, which means that I can then try and target them with the Latios as well, which is decent. The reason why I want to click Protect, though, is mostly just to try and weaken this thing's Eruption a little bit. I still think, despite the fact that I've gone for Terra Water and Iron Defense, that they're probably going to go for a Solar Beam, an Eruption here, and just lean into whatever damage they can get with this thing, because I doubt they have Solar Beam. But if they do have it, at the very least, I can get off some decent damage with Body Press, and then have Latios have a bit more survivability against Fire Stabs. Again, I'm pretty sure they're just going to click Eruption, so that's why I'm making this play, but it might click Solar Beam. I doubt they would have clicked Terra Fire if they weren't going to go for Eruption. Yeah, okay, so they're going for Eruption. That was honestly their best play, but keeping that Latios healthy will be good. It is probably my safest way around Dusclops. I have other ways, like again, that Gliscor is a pretty decent check, but ideally I don't have to rely on it. They're going to go for Nightshade here. That is perfect, because they went for that right into the Latios. I'm going to get off a nice +2 hit into that Torkoal, which should take probably about half, just under half. That's not bad. That's honestly probably Luster Purge range right there. Luster Purge plus Body Press will definitely take it out. I'm going to probably go for a Body Press into the Torkoal, and then proceed to go for a Luster Purge into the Dusclops. Mostly just to try and weaken this thing again. Getting it weakened down for things like Rotom in the endgame will be nice. The Registeel in the back, meanwhile, is going to be very threatened by my own Registeel, and their Torkoal's probably clicking Protect. They're actually going to cancel. Okay, perfect. So already right off the bat, actually, the worst team in the world is getting a nice win early on. For a team that's so bad, how did we win 4-0? Leave your answers in the comments below, and while you do, I'm going to see you guys in game number 2. Peace out. Alright, game number 2. We're taking on what is a team. This is the team. To be fair, we don't really have one of those either by definition, so we're going to rock with it. That most likely, if I had to guess, it's probably like an Unburdened Normal Gem Sneasler. I can't imagine it's really any other item, which is actually some decent information because of how they brought their team. What I can proceed to do is, I think that my best lead is going with the Gliscor, actually. I think it's a pretty decent option, especially next to my Rotom Wash, actually. I think Rotom Wash is a good one. As a Scarfer, this actually puts a lot of pressure on their team, and I don't really think they're going to anticipate Scarf Rotom unless they've seen this team. I think that my third Mon that I'll bring will definitely be the Latios. That's a really good camera up check, actually. And especially if I don't tear this thing, it's a really decent check to that Pokemon. It's also decent for Tailwind setting. It's great around Amoonguss. As for my final Mon here, I'm not really huge on the Registeel, the POW, the Dual Fire, even the Sneasler, honestly. Haze, Milotic, like there's a lot for it. I think my best play as a fourth Mon is actually going to be Magmar. I think Magmar is a really good backliner here. I could go with Hippowdon too, and with Terra, that is a really difficult Mon to kill. The issue being, though, is that, honestly, I'm kind of worried about Hippowdon being put to sleep, and I don't think it'll deal damage quick enough against a team like this. I doubt they're bringing their defensive pieces here, because for Milotic, I don't have Intimidate to make it useful. And Amoonguss, well, Amoonguss could come, to be fair. Realistically, Amoonguss actually probably comes over one of the fire types, and that's probably about it. And then they go with like Sneasler and POW with one of the fires, and then Amoonguss. They're gonna go with Sneasler POW. Yep, okay, so Sneasler POW does lead. That's perfectly fine. Honestly, I think I just go right for the Protect on Gliscor, because why would I not? And then I'm gonna go for a Volt Switch into that POW, just because it is most likely a Sash POW. And I would rather pivot against, well, actually, so if I pivot it, yeah, I can pivot into Magmar, actually. That's a really decent pivot for me. With the Sash, with the Scarf especially, I should outrun Chian-Pao, so I'm really fine with that. And then Sneasler will also get outran unless it's going for Fake Out, which they're going to do to the Rotom. Okay, that's kind of fine. It's a little, yeah, but it's fine. They're actually Poison Touch, which is really good information, because that now means that I can honestly just go for this play again. If they let me, they're going to go for Crunch. Wow, okay, so they really predicted the Protect. It was kind of obvious, to be fair, but, like, still, it's a little unfortunate. Not the worst deal in the world, though. I can actually just bring in the Magmar now, go for my Follow Me, and then go for a Dual Wing Beat into that Gliscor spot. Not the Gliscor, into the Sneasler spot. That'll help a lot with clearing through, well, one, for clearing through the Sneasler, which is a decent bet to my team, but more importantly for trying to burn Pow, because Pow is a pretty decent bet to my team as well. So I'm going to go for the dual wing beat here. I'm not going to pop Terra just yet, because if I can help doing so, I would love to. Ideally, I kill Pow with Magmar, and I can just burn it, really neutralize it, and then go for Flamethrower into it after I've broken a sash. I think that's the best way I kill Pow. However, at the same time, though, if I can't kill Pow that way, oh, wow, okay, that crunched a hefty amount, but at the very least, we got the Flame Body burn, so that is worth it. They're going to go for Dire Claw as well. That is going to kill Magmar. I think the trade is still worth it. I'm just going to need to now play a really smart Terra is all. But this dual wing beat is going to hurt. That Sneasler is enabling my own damage, thankfully. They're going to go for a Citrus Berry here, which is kind of fine. I think we actually kill with the second dual wing beat hit. And again, they're not in burden, so I really don't care about this Pokemon. They're going to die. That is huge for us. My one problem now, though, is the fact that because of the dual Protect read going wrong in turn 1, I'm actually in a pretty bad spot, because if they go into one of their fire types now, I'm kind of cooked. Assuming that Pow can kill it, that is. If Pow can't kill, I might be fine. Hopefully Camerupt comes in and not Typhlosion. Milotic actually comes in. Okay, this is actually doable. This is actually very doable. Okay, so my play then is to go for honestly go for a Protector and Gliscor, and then to go for a Tailwind here. I do kind of want the Tailwind up, mostly just to threaten Pow a bit more. And then I can go for the Terra Steel more comfortably on Gliscor, and that kind of gets me an out. Especially with the Earthquake on Gliscor, that is kind of manageable against a team like this. So we just need Gliscor alive for like one more turn, and then I can go for the Terra Steel. I don't want to give Pow a turn to go for like a Sacred Sword necessarily. They're going to go for Ice Spinner here, that's fine. It does not kill Lottie, that is perfect. Even if they do go for Ice Beam into Lottie, I've done what I need to. They're most likely going to go for like a Muddy Water or maybe a Coil even. Icy Wind, okay, Icy Wind is interesting. Can Lottie dodge? Can Lottie dodge? Lottie technically could dodge that. It did not dodge, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. Honestly, very safe play from my opponent. Now, I'm definitely going to go for my Terra Steel here. And then I think that my play is to go for... I think it's to go for the Sword Stance, probably? No. I think I need to... So, Terra Steel, let me actually check how much Pow takes from that. We are 204 attack Jolly. Holy shit, okay. So, I... Qian Pow versus Gliscor. 204 dual wing beat. Yeah, I need the Sword Stance up. We're gonna go for the Terra Steel Sword Stance. They're probably clicking Protect here anyway, in all honesty, on Pow. I doubt that Milotic clicks Haze this turn. I could potentially Earthquake on the next turn at least, though. At +2, that might actually kill. Yeah, Earthquake? Earthquake might kill Pow. That might be a worthwhile gamble, I'll be honest. It's taken enough turns from Burn, so I'm kind of confident in that. And that at least also gets me some decent chip on Milotic too. It's not perfect, but it is not bad damage either. Like that's around like 40-something%. Ooh, okay, never mind, that's a little less. But it's still fine, it's still fine damage. Okay. I can kind of make that work. They're Icy Wind Coil at minimum, which is fine. That's a very workable set. Pow has taken 3 turns of burn now. That's a good chance to die to Earthquake. So I'm going to click Earthquake. That's at least going to pressure Milotic to a degree. And then I can proceed to go for Dual Wing Beat into it on the following turn, which is fine. Okay, perfect. Pow is dead. So it can't Sacred Sword me. Milotic can go for Muddy Water kind of free, though. Its accuracy boost is now helping. They're going to just go for Icy Wind here. I'm fine with that, because Gliscor is going to recover that up pretty confidently. So we've killed the Sneasler, and we've killed the Milotic. Well, we've killed the Chian-Pao. Milotic has taken a lot of damage. That is despite the fact that it has a coil up, keep in mind. It has taken a good amount of damage from that turn. I know it was next to Pow, to be fair, so that definitely helps our case. But, like, it should not have taken that much. They're going to go into Typhlosion here. Okay, that's perfectly fine. We're still at the... We're at -1. We still have the Tailwind up. I'm kind of curious how much this actually helps with our speed here. Because it's going to kind of determine the play that I need to make. We're 204. Okay. 204, and then Jolly. Typhlosion. Okay, so we would not outpace a Scarf Typhlosion here. Honestly, I think I just need to go for an Earthquake. I just need to go for an Earthquake and hope that the Scarf Typhlosion isn't Scarf. It's going to go for Protect. Okay, this is suddenly kind of doable. It really depends on the moveset of this Typhlosion. Typhlosion could definitely kill me here. And that would just be unfortunate, but Milotic is at least dead, so they can't Icy Wind me again. So if Tailwind doesn't expire this turn, I think it has one more turn. I'm pretty sure I have one more turn. If I lose Tailwind, okay, Tailwind petered out, fuck. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky. I guess the question is, can I take a hit? The answer is I should not take a hit. I definitely should not take a hit. Earthquake will kill though. So I'm just gonna go for Earthquake. Okay, so technically actually my play is always to go for Protect first. And then one, I can scout for any defensive Terra randomly popping up here. But more importantly too, I can potentially take a Heat Wave roll. Again, not the best roll really in my favor, but it is technically possible. They're Terra Water, which is interesting. Let's see, okay. So they're Terra Water. Earthquake should nearly kill. It's a near guaranteed kill, and I could, to be fair, take that hit. Let's see, okay. So Heat Wave, actually no, right, Heat Wave just kills me because of the fact that it's single target. Shit. Okay, yeah, I should die here. We're just gonna go for Earthquake, fuck it. Maybe this is a really bulky evolution, they're clicking option. Yeah, okay, that's a guaranteed die. That, for the record, that would have killed me even if I didn't Terra the Gliscor there. Because of the fact this is single target, it actually was a guaranteed kill. Even like just with max investment, it was a guaranteed kill. So that was not really something on the Terra or anything. It was just a loss there objectively. So with that said, we have one more game. Let's try our last game and see if we can get another win. All right, for our final team of the day, this one actually looks pretty interesting matchup wise. There's a couple of key things that are going to be a bit terrifying. For one, the Bastia Legion is a very terrifying threat, objectively speaking. However, I do have a few key pieces that actually could disrupt this team pretty well. The Hippowdon looks like a really decent late game mon. Terra Water is really hard for this team to beat. There's a couple options for it, but I do suspect they will be more early game pieces here. What I could probably do is actually lead off with Gliscor Rotom, I think is a safe lead. And then I could bring Hippowdon in the back, and then I think my final one has to be Lati or Magmar. There's some key advantages to both. Magmar's really good at beating the Rillaboom, and Lati's just a kind of generally good piece here. I think I am going to go with the Magmar, mostly because it beats Rillaboom and Pow, which are decent threats to the to the Hippowdon, especially with the Rillaboom in particular, because my Terra typing will not help me there. If I can take out the Rillaboom especially, that opens up the game a lot. I think they might bench Thundy, which is good. Thundy isn't terrible here though, but I think they will probably bench it in favor of probably like Rillaboom, Pow. Yep, okay, Rillaboom, Pelipper. I think they'll probably bring Pow, Bastia, Legion as the last two. But this particular lead, I'm kind of okay with it. What I can actually do immediately is just go for a dual Wing Beat straight away into that Rillaboom, because I highly doubt they're gonna go for a Terra here. And I also highly doubt that they're going to not fake out my Rotom. I feel very confident in the Rotom fake out play. So I'm going to Volt Switch into the Pelipper just in case. If they really do just go for like a Glide, I'm kind of okay with it, because that means they're just leaving alone. Yep, okay, they're going to go for the Glide. That is going to kill my Rotom, but I'm fine with this trade. I'm very fine with this trade, because this dual Wing Beat will do a ton of damage to Rillaboom. And again, this is a huge threat to my team, so I need to go on. Oh my god, that did nothing. This Pokemon fucking sucks. Holy shit, this Pokemon sucks. Oh my goodness. Muddy Water? Okay, yeah, this Pokemon is fucked. Sorry, Gliscor. Sorry. Not much I can do there. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I don't even think, like, so realistically, right? I think even if I hard swapped into Magmar, there wasn't a lot I could do, because Muddy Water was gonna fuck that Pokemon over anyway. Unfortunately, I do have, like, one more out. It is not a pretty out. But technically speaking, I think by definition it's an out. Only though if they do not have the Thundurus. If they have the Thundurus, I think I lose. We're gonna go for Sand Tomb, and I'm going to go for Follow Me here. My goal is to draw in the Rillaboom. Hope it doesn't go for like a high horsepower this turn, or I think I lose anyway. For what it's worth, Pelipper Muddy Water will probably just kill me regardless. But ideally, Rillaboom goes for something that's like gonna make contact, gonna make me burn it. The burn pressure plus the Sand Tomb chip will be really good into that thing, and I can actually probably beat that Pokemon. The issue being though is that if they have Thunders in the back, I auto lose. I cannot beat Thunders. This Hippowdon is extremely weak to it. Though frankly, there wasn't a lot I could do about that. I can't really bring Registeel because Registeel loses to the Basket Legion very handily. This Hippowdon, like, unironically is probably my best means of beating their team. They're gonna go for Glide, that's fine. Burn, 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 burn. Perfect. Flame Body Magmar is the most consistent part of this fucking team, I swear to God. Okay, so we're gonna get a nice Sand Tomb off. They're gonna go for Muddy Water. Are they gonna miss Magmar? Alright, they avoid Hippowdon. A little bit antithetical to what I was looking for here, but it's whatever. It's whatever, that's manageable. Pelipper, by the way, is going to be a very obnoxious Pokemon to take out, actually. I'm realizing that now. My Magmar Hippowdon duo, probably not the best for it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I need to bully Pelipper, which is going to be very difficult to do with this moveset. I don't know how I do that. I don't actually know how I do that. We're gonna be here for the long haul, ladies and gentlemen. Because I need to pressure the Pelipper, which I can only really bully with Sand Chip and Flamethrower. I'm gonna put it to sleep first. And then I'm gonna go for Protect with the Magmar. Essentially, I'm gonna try and hope that I can force a swap here and then deal with it later, which I think is my best play. Rillaboom will thankfully die, like, any turn now. I think that they're gonna probably go for a U-turn. Well, actually, no, they're gonna probably just target the Hippowdon. I just realized they didn't follow me. So I actually left my Hippowdon open, and I think I lost the game off of that. Not my smartest moment, but they're burned, to be fair. Maybe I'll take it. Maybe I'll take it. Okay, hold on. I took it. I took it. Wait, I think I died of Sand. I forget if Sandstream gives an immunity or not. If it does, I think I'm kind of cooking because I can get some nice recovery back. Okay, yeah, I forgot about the berry too. Okay, berry's gonna help a lot actually. This is gonna be my saving grace right here because as long as I get some nice recovery with that grassy terrain for a couple turns, I think I can get back in this. We put the Pow to sleep too, which is huge. And its sash is broken, so even if that Pelipper comes back in, I think I still got this. The biggest issue with Pelipper coming back in, frankly, is that it will, one, weaken my Magmar, which is not a good thing. But more importantly, too, is that they'll get a really strong Muddy Water off, as well as Hurricane. I think I lose off of that. They do go for the Magmar. Okay, that is unfortunate as fuck. Alright. So I think what I need to do, I think I need to go for a... I think I need to go for a Yawn here, into the Pelipper. And I think I need to go for a Flamethrower into the Pelipper. And this is... So, ideally, like, if we're trying to think about how I win the long game here, I need to bang on Pow switching right now. I need to bang on, like, Muddy Water misses, essentially, is what I'm doing. Because otherwise, like, if let's say, for example, I can't really safely protect a Magmar anymore. So that's going to probably just be susceptible to Muddy Water. I always need to bang on this miss. If I get down to single target, I lose the game anyway. They're going to go for Sacred Sword. Okay, yeah. They're not going to kill Magmar, thankfully. We get a burn on Pelipper. Burn on Pelipper would be great, even if I don't put it to sleep necessarily. They're going to Muddy Water kill. Okay, yeah, so this is a little unfortunate, but it's whatever. Now, because of the fact that they're letting the Pow go to sleep, I can probably actually go for a Slack Off. Well, I could probably go for like a Protect into a Slack Off and just hope that they don't go into something that will be better. The unfortunate thing is that I'm pretty confident that they have something that will be better. Like, again, if that's Bastia Legion in the back or Hippowdon or Thundurus in the back, I'm kind of fucked if they hard swap right now. The issue being, though, is that if this Pelipper clicks Hurricane here, I'm also kind of fucked right now. So I just kind of need to play to whatever out I can. What Pokemon are they going to go into? Hopefully it's Archaludon. I think Archaludon gives me the best out, unironically. Legion. Okay, yeah, that's going to kind of fuck me. Alright, so I need to go for a Slack Off here and hope that Legion just doesn't kill me somehow. Is that manageable next to Pow? Very unlikely. I think it's pretty impossible, I'll be honest. But we're going to try until the end. We're going to try until the end. I think, you know, there's no reason not to try. We already got our win for what it's worth. This is a team that shouldn't have won, especially in the hands of someone who can't even day 2 a regional. But, like, maybe we'll win this one somehow. I've seen stupider things happen, frankly. I'm gonna be honest. Stellar Legion. Okay, no, we're definitely dying. If Stellar Legion can't kill us, like, I'll gift 5. I'll gift 5 right now. Last respect, yeah, no, this is a dead hippo. This is a dead fucking hippo. Yeah, okay. Honestly, I'm content with 1 win, especially considering I don't... And maybe it's just the fact that I suck at the game, but, like, I don't know how I actually win this matchup with, like, Pow Rain just kind of murders this team, because Rillaboom specifically really fixes that matchup. Like I don't have a great lead into Rillaboom Pelipper at all with this team. Maybe Lottie could have done it, but like realistically, again, like Lottie has zone issues because if they just let off with like really Pow, I was equally fucked, to be honest. I don't know. There really wasn't a clean lead into this team. But again, for the worst team of all time, we got a win in Master Ball on our first try. I'm kind of okay with that. If you want to try this team yourself, though, I'm going to link Wolf's vid down below. I'm not going to like link a separate rental code or like a paste. Just check out Wolf's vid. I insist. Just check out Wolf's vid. You'll get all the team recap you need from there. If you enjoy, though, and you want to see more, like and subscribe. Shout out to our channel members as well. For just a couple dollars a month, you get some nice bonus content on the channel. Our current channel members are Zeke, Mia, Rao Sakura, Obo, Endless Gadgets, and Incog M. Thank you guys very much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. And with that said, I'm going to see you guys in tomorrow's video where we're actually going to be using that Smeargle Gapdos team that I was supposed to use today. But then I saw that we had this team available, so I had to cover it. Until then, though, peace out, guys.